Okay. All right, so this is just an updated list of the contact list and the number of people that we do have on the committee. I do want to welcome Kristen McDowell, who is our recreation director. And she has said she would attend, which is very nice because I believe that programs that we're running for the Senior Resource Committee go hand in hand with what's happening at the Recreation Center. Hence the reason for Harold Alpon wanting to call this the Center for All Seasons, because it is all seasons, all ages of life. So anyway, I handed out the contact list. If anything's any different on there, please let me know. I do have Karen McFadden, who did resign. She will continue to run programs. Ma'am Bush, who did resign because she's opening up a business. We do have openings on the committee. We are approved of for 15 members. We do have a lot of snowbirds, Eric being one of them. So let's go around and introduce ourselves in case Eric doesn't know who everyone is. Eric, you want to start?
Eric Hoagland. I am a lifetime from 4 months old summer resident of Belgrade Lakes. My family owned the old Lakeshore Hotel. So that's where we got introduced to Belgrade when I was infant. And when I retired, I decided I wanted to live in Belgrade rather than Waterville, where my family all lived. So I retired in 2013 and bought a house in Belgrade.
Now, is that
It
the
was
house right in the village, the big?
It's on Lakeshore Drive,
Oh, okay, so it's not that
which
one.
is sort of the village.
Yeah.
The hotel one, his family's house is though, in the village.
Oh, yeah.
The one, your family's
Well,
house
the only
is in
thing
the
that's
village, right?
left of it is the lobby. And that was built in 24 before my family acquired in 1947. And that lobby, unlike the rest of the hotel is late night, it's all gone. My aunt tore it down in 67. Except for that, the lobby has two floors above it, 12 rooms with baths. And that's the only part that had baths. You had outhouses on the first, the big one initially when
And they used to pay a lot of money.
1874.
Yeah.
Got it in 1874.
Wow,
Yeah,
has a lot of history.
yeah. Barry tells how they used to come and stay for a month, and they used to come on the train and have
Yes,
their,
yes.
Yeah,
not a suitcase, but what do you call it?
Trunks.
a trunk, yeah,
Trunk.
yeah.
We still have some in the attic of that pot that's left, big old trunks.
Oh, my gosh, that's awesome. We ought to have a tour of your place.
Penny, you want to start next? Just
Yeah,
in
I'm
case.
Penny Burrell, I live in South Belgrade, down by the stream.
I'm Baron Ryle, Penny's husband. I live up on 135.
With Penny?
With Penny? I've never met your other half, so that's nice. No, no, I've never met you, so hello.
I'm Kathy Lavasser and I live up on the other side of the health center. And we have trails that people walk and snowshoe and that kind of thing. And
Yeah.
I'm kind of the head of the senior walk on Monday, the 1 mile walk
Oh,
that we
good.
do at the Center for All
I do
Seasons.
that on
So
my own.
I've been enjoying that.
I'm on the board of the health.
Oh,
center,
good,
so
good. Yeah.
The Dr. Roberts, who founded it,
Oh, my
Yes.
gosh, he was my neighbor.
Yeah,
I think I would call him an uncle-in-law.
yeah.
He was the uncle of all of my cousins, but you know, when I was growing up, we called him uncle too, that's what you did.
Ah, wow.
Even if they weren't related to you.
Yeah, yeah.
Older men were uncles. But,
If you like
you know, he was the legitimate uncle of
Right.
my cousins.
Oh, interesting,
There you
wow,
go.
yeah, yeah.
Kristen McDowell, I live in North Belgrade. I own Wicked Good Elderberry downtown, and then I was hired as the recreation director, interim in December. And I have not left yet, so here I am.
And are you?
I own Wicked Good Elderberry downtown. It's a storefront in the 3-unit building, where the hair salon is and the flower shop.
Used to be
Is
the
that
antiques,
lake?
sold antiques.
Right across the,
Belgrade Lakes,
Yeah.
right in the lakes.
right next door to where the old post office used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
If you've ever been there, I recommend going. She
Eric's a
always
regular.
had
Yeah, she's got all kinds of stuff.
sign, like those old fashioned.
Is there another one? Is there another? Is it just this that you have?
It's a fun story.
And your name's
Is it just this for the
Kristen, yeah,
taxes that you, that's right here, right? Is the agenda for the night? I'm Susan Perino. I live, on 8 and 11 going towards Oakland. Oh, I did get that. Okay.
So before it splits in the 8 and 11,
Pardon me?
so before it splits in 8,
North, well, I go to the right.
oh, so you're on 11.
I'm on 11, yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Used to live on Abina Shores for over 52 years
Yes.
and stuff, so.
Yeah, all of our ladies are moved from the lake,
I-
Judy Johnson. and
Yeah, yeah,
Just a lot of them.
yeah. At least my sister's there, so I can go. And the people who bought my house, they're so friendly. They go, Susan, come on over and look what we did to your house. So it makes me feel good.
Yes.
It was hard, but whatever.
Okay, I'm not sure who we have on Zoom here, Samsung SM.
Lloyd was gonna-
Excuse me?
McFadden,
McFadden.
McFadden.
Karen.
Oh,
Karen
Karen,
McFadden.
oh, okay.
Oh.
All right, Karen, you're incognito.
You know,
No, okay, all right, so, usually I try to keep these meetings to a 1 hour limit. Sometimes we go a little bit over for those who are new. But I think it's important to stay on task and, try to accomplish, as many things as we can. Meeting minutes are, not available. I did not get a chance to do them. I've been doing double duty out front, so.
Again.
So anyway, I'm looking for
Oh.
someone who is willing to do the minutes. Usually they're not it's not very long. It's just basically giving updates. So FYI, if anyone's willing to do minutes.
And you've hired the other clerk, right?
We did she started today, the treasurer.
The treasurer.
The treasurer started today.
Didn't you hire another?
Yeah, she's brand new. She doesn't have municipal experience, so it's been a training. So, anyway, but it's going good. So she's learning very quickly. She's very nice. So, and
So you have two besides you there?
right, right.
But
All right,
still you're
so-
teaching, so you're training, so you're not getting your work done. It's fine.
I'm training and then Lorna has been out a tiny bit, and so I've been doing some treasury work amongst other things, so anyway. But, so yeah, so I did not get those done, unfortunately, but that's okay. But if anyone is willing to do that, step up to the plate, I'd appreciate it. So I handed out information on the new, because I think it's important, the new senior ordinance for seniors. And getting the information out there. So we have the town of Belgrade just recently passed at the town meeting, this new senior ordinance, which allows people to be able to, receive a reduction towards their taxes, but there is criteria. Some people that I've handed it out to recently are having a very difficult time in understanding what needs to be done. Because if you look at the application, which I think I handed out my last one, there are 3 or 4 items that need to be followed in order for people to be able to qualify to receive any kind of reduction. I'm not sure where I want to go with this, I want to get stuff out to the recreation center, but I'm also thinking maybe we want to set something up at the North Belgrade Community Center or at the Recreation Center. Maybe a day or a couple hours where people could come in and we could just go over and review, this is what you need to do. For some people who have accountants that are doing their income tax, there is a spot on there and the accountants are catching it that is called the property tax fairness credit. And so they're actually applying on behalf of their recipients. But a lot of people, you hand them that document on the property tax fairness credit. And it's very difficult for some people to be able to understand. So I don't know, if that's something that we want to consider doing here in the next month, because there is a deadline. May 1st is a deadline. It's coming up very quickly. But this just got passed on March 15. And so anyway, that's one thing that I just wanted to put out there. And, just talk about it. Didn't know if anyone had any interest and
Mary, in one of our previous meetings, wasn't it Richard who said he was willing to?
yeah, and
Go
Richard's
over
not
this?
here this
I know.
evening, so it's hard to do a follow-up. And so it's only Richard, Kim and I at the last meeting.
Yeah.
And I know that Kim's husband has some health issues, so she's not here this evening. But yeah, it was Richard, so I can follow up with Richard, see if he wants to set aside some time. Richard, myself, and Kim are still working full-time. So it makes it very
Yeah.
difficult for us,
Yeah.
to be able to take some time. But, I'll follow up with Richard. But, word of mouth is also good. So if you get the information out there and you don't know if you qualify, if you don't try.
Right.
So the thing is that while that ordinance was only approved out for the town of Belgrade for this year. The property tax fairness credit, I don't know if everybody knows about that. I mean, we're all seniors. You can go back 3 years on the main revenue website. People can go back 3 years. You can't for the town of Belgrade, because it's 2024, the
So this will
ordinance
be
is pretty.
state
But you can go back 3 years on your own, right? So you can go back to 23 and you can go back to 22.
And the state would reimburse?
And so the state, if you qualify through this application process, there is a percentage. So it's based on your income and the percentage that, right? So if you file your income tax, so I encourage you as seniors to maybe consider it and look into it. It's worth it. It's free money. I know people that I didn't think would qualify actually applied and they got money. So it's free money and right now it's at the state. Who knows how long it's gonna be there.
And you have a bunch of copies of this here at the town office?
I have copies of the application process.
Okay,
Yeah, and then I also am providing copies. It's also, I put all of this information on our Town of Belgrade website
Okay.
under tax collector, because I am the tax collector, so this falls under that, guys.
I do like the idea of doing an event, a 1 hour session to go over it.
Just a 1 hour
And
session.
one of the things I've seen, because I live in North Belgrade, so living in North Belgrade and doing business in the village, there is still a separation.
Mhm.
So I feel like you almost have to offer a 1 hour session in North Belgrade and a 1 hour
Yeah.
session at the community center. And I think, we should have these papers at the Summer for All Seasons too.
Right.
Food pantry is on Tuesdays. My guess is a large amount of those people coming, especially our seniors, would
Yeah.
probably qualify.
And I think it's getting the information out there, because
Yeah.
we have such a short time frame.
Right.
It's a month. It's a month, basically, a month and a couple of days that have already passed, because today's the 31st.
Right.
Tomorrow's April 1st. So you have 1 month, 30 days to get the information out there, but.
So it is something that you could be available to do? Not really, like 1 hour, one
I could
day.
do it, I could do an hour on a
Okay.
Wednesday, which would be the day off here, as long as I don't have my mother.
Great, okay. I'm just gonna write down Wednesday and I'll look at the
What about
calendar.
the sign up there? Couldn't you put it on the sign?
I'm not sure if Lorna has it on the sign, but that's a good idea.
That's a good idea.
And if we had a sign printed, we could put it as a North Belgrade thing too.
Okay,
And, just say May 1st. You gotta do it before May 1st.
yeah.
I wonder if we're allowed to put that information in the post office.
You can hang it on the
Yeah.
board in the post
Yeah.
office, I can
Yeah.
hang it at the community
It's
center.
hard to draw people.
It is.
What I find is that if seniors have something to pick up and take with
Right,
them,
yeah, yeah,
then they're better off
Mm.
than trying to remember
Right, yeah.
something that they may have seen and then,
sure, that's very true, yeah.
I can relate to that.
Yeah, me, yeah.
I'm like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I want to get that information out there. I don't have a report on the craft days. I know that as far as I know, everything is still going well and Greer, occasionally gets in touch. I know that they do enjoy it and they do appreciate, the funding that they receive from the town. They do try to stay under budget and, anyway, they're still 9 to noon up at the North Belgrade Community Center. So anybody is welcome to go up at any time.
What
To
day
attend
is,
that on Thursdays.
Thursday.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
said
they've
9.
done a lot of nice projects. Yeah. they
How you
really
doing
have.
with your barn quilt?
My barn quilt?
You have to
So
take a picture.
I did my barn quilt, but I just like have to refine my line.
Oh.
It's been sitting there for over a month now. So I gotta get back to it. It's just finding.
It's at a distance. Nobody will notice the lines.
Nobody will notice the line, but I will. I will know.
You
that.
hang it up high enough.
So, report on the senior walk on Mondays. Do you want to report on that,
Sure,
Kathy?
sure.
Because,
It's,
yeah, that was a
every
senior
Monday.
resource
Yeah.
committee meet, program.
Sure,
Yeah,
every
'Cause I
Monday
know
at
this says
9.
It's gonna be another day too during the week, but.
Right
Thursdays.
now, what we've set up is the Monday is kind of my day to, we do stretching and we do the 1 mile walk and we do a lot of chit chat and planning and we have a good time.
Yeah.
And then, Thursdays, the same time, 9,
Mm-hmm.
at 9, Holly, Blake is kind of overseeing that one until she opens her
Yeah, right.
Blake's, fast food spot. But that's just straight walking, so. you
That's
just-
outside, right? That one.
What?
Thursdays is outside.
No, it's inside.
No,
Oh, it
it's
is inside? Oh,
in-
okay.
At the Center
Yeah.
for All
Okay.
Seasons, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good to be outside right
No.
now, so, it'll probably not be until June before we get out there, the way it's going.
Yeah, we
But-
had availability on Thursday mornings.
That's
So if
good.
we asked for another
Yeah,
day.
yeah,
worked out.
yeah.
Yeah, we have anywheres from, probably 10 to 15 people at times, so, it's not always the same people and,
Yeah.
we just have a good time there. So people seem to like it, they're coming, so.
Good, good.
It's good social.
If I walk
Time
on.
is that again?
At 9 o'clock,
9 o'clock.
yeah,
Yeah.
9 to 10.
Yeah.
And we're very conscious of that 10 o'clock, because the pickleball people come in at 10, so.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that program is still running well.
Yeah.
We
it's-
started
it's
out
so
with a
good.
senior program, just on being outside and doors began,
Right,
everything, and yeah, I suggested that. Winter's coming and moving it inside
right,
and it's continued well, so,
yeah,
yeah,
And it's
Yeah.
good socialization for a
it is
lot of
good
people.
socialization, yeah.
I know when I get back, I'm sure I won't know anybody.
oh, no.
I'm sure
no,
there's a
you
lot of
will.
new people there,
You'll be
so
fine,
yeah.
yeah, there's a couple of new ones,
Yeah.
but you'll be fine.
And it's hard
But we
in the
miss you.
winter time.
I'll be back. I'll be back.
It's hard in the winter time for seniors to get outside as
Yeah,
well, so it's safe walking.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah, so anyway, all right, thank you, Kathy.
yeah,
So movie Monday, so unfortunately.
I'm
movie-
sorry, did you say Thursday is it is the other day and it's Holly Blake. Thursday,
Yes,
At the
yeah,
same time.
yeah, same time, 9 to 10.
All right, so even though we're still scheduled at the North Belgrade Community Center for Movie Mondays, which are running like 2 to 4. Unfortunately, it has not worked out this winter, between being a shortage here in the office. And I know that Kim has taken on additional duties as the state registrar. Her husband has some health issues and she also has not been able to. So that's a program that I don't know if you have somebody at the center.
It's a hard time if it's 2 to 4 because we have after-school kids.
I know.
So because
And
we're
that
trying to
was-
control
Yeah.
overtime,
Right,
we're pretty limited on like the kids get off the bus at 3:15.
yeah.
I'm not opposed to trying to support that program at all. It is just a matter.
Well, and we didn't
Ways
always
to
have
bring
a
it.
lot of people. It would range
Yeah.
from sometimes 3 to 7 at the most.
Mhm.
But it provided an opportunity for those people to just get together, sit together. They didn't even talk. They just sat there, they ate popcorn, they watched a movie, they were contented, but that's what works for that
Right.
particular group of seniors.
Right.
Very nice that we could help with that.
Okay,
Glad to.
Is that the
Okay.
North Belgrade? Community?
that's at the North Belgrade
is.
Community Center, right? And it was Mondays, it's movie Mondays,
Zero.
yeah.
Were
So,
they using a TV or they were using like a screen?
oh, we bought a TV. We
Mm.
bought a nice big TV because someone complained we
Right.
had an itty bitty screen. So we bought a TV.
I was just wondering if it's something like if I went over and got it set up and then there could be volunteers that come over to take over and
Yeah.
watch it.
We usually make popcorn, we have
Yeah.
water up there,
And you have to
They
pick a
just-
movie.
yeah.
Do you rent the movie or? is it on TV?
No, usually either Kim comes up with a movie, we do have, Wi-Fi up there, so we can get onto. Prime and stuff, but then it's talking about putting in your personal information. Like I have
Mm.
Prime, so,
No.
and the town can't have Prime as a business.
Right.
So we do try to just get DVDs. I got about 6 of them sitting out there right now, because Kim was intending to be able to get up there, as was I, but. Life happens, things happen, and we have to adjust, so. So unfortunately, we have not been able to run that program at all. Before we ran it, usually beginning in November, and we would run it through May and stop for the summer, because come summer, everybody wants to be outside.
Yeah.
So, nobody wants to be inside. But I am looking, for volunteers.
So do you
that-
want us to do it next Monday?
Ain't going,
Huh?
it isn't going.
Oh, it is. If. I
It
thought
hasn't
we
been going.
rent
It hasn't been going.
It hasn't been going. We haven't had the volunteers.
So if.
Kim and I both take vacation time when we go up there.
But if they wanna go Monday, they can
If
go.
they want to go Monday, I could provide a
You
key.
want to?
There is a TV. Do you have technical skills? That you
I'm
could
sorry?
get the TV going with,
I can probably go up and get the TV going.
Technical
so?
skills.
I can get there for
Okay.
2 o'clock. Is that what you're saying?
it starts at 2 o'clock.
So I can
And
get
the
there,
thing
yeah.
is right now, people aren't acclimated, so I can't guarantee how many people are going to
Right.
show up.
We can advertise it. So
Okay.
that's April 7th, Monday. It's a 2 PM start. And then, yeah,
I could also do it sometimes.
I'll get up there for 1:30 and get it.
And you have a key?
I do have a key, yeah, so if you wanna just meet me there, that's fine.
Okay, and then how do we shut it down?
I just lock the door from the inside and pull it shut.
Right.
Easy to do.
We have a spot where
Yeah.
we, keep the key
Yeah.
inside the, cabinet up there,
Oh, you
because it's not accessible, it's not public, it belongs to the senior resource committee. So the TV belongs to the committee, and so we don't, we lock everything up afterwards. So.
And you can
So you and I can touch
I will
base
go
and we'll make
over.
sure that
You
I'm
can
there
still
to
meet.
show you how to make
Okay,
it work.
all right,
Yep.
thank you very
I'll
much.
show you all the popcorn and
Do
everything.
they have to clean up take out the trash.
So we
night.
set up tables, usually we set up like 4 or 5 tables and
Yeah.
just set chairs right there, we make the popcorn, we have water, I still have water up there as far as I know.
There's at least 3 cases of water.
Yeah, I bought a couple of different cases and they've just been setting up there because we anticipated being able to run this program. And it hasn't worked out, so. So
Is
that-
on Tuesdays, you used to have the coffee and tea,
We still have that
Is that
coffee
still-
and conversation at.
and what
Community
time does
Center
that start?
For all seasons, 10 AM. Yeah, it goes from 10 to 12.
Okay, is that well attended?
It is well attended. Last week, a lot of people were sick, but the week before we had 9, so. it
Oh,
is
I'll
pretty
I'll
well
have to try
attended.
that. And are we responsible for bringing something or?
A lot of them do bring something.
Okay.
We make the coffee and tea.
Okay,
so.
all right, very good.
And it's knitting and,
That one is well, yeah, some people will sit and knit, or there's a couple ladies that put out puzzles and, but just drink coffee and socialize from 10 to noon. We implemented a toddler open gym in the mornings from 9 to 10, and a lot of those older people love seeing those kids.
Mhm.
So there's been a little overlap where the younger kids have stayed and they've been making crafts for the older people. and they
Oh,
really-
nice.
One little girl
That's
brings
cute.
them something every week, so she made them valentines, she
Oh.
planted them little flowers, so.
Cute.
It's been a nice overlap because they really enjoy that, and some of them will even come out with their coffee now and sit in a chair and talk to the parents and watch the kids run around.
Oh,
so
that's nice.
It's
Yeah.
good, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that's
worked really
good,
well.
that's a good mending of
Yeah,
the
It's almost like
age
a grandparent
groups and-
thing.
Right, right, and some children don't have grandparents, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's
So
been,
is
that's
the first
been
one gonna be April 7th?
April 7th, North Belgrade.
If you're gonna be there, I can go for a while to see how it's all done.
Okay.
And then I could leave early, so you won't have too many people. But, so that I understand what has to
The
be
setup,
done.
that's great.
there's
Yeah,
never too
that
many
would be
people
good.
you can stay as
Yeah.
long as you want.
Yeah, if you could do that, that'd be great, Eric, thank you.
So we have a holiday in April too, right? Patriots Day.
Patriots
is that
Day.
14th?
It's the Monday of school vacation.
Right.
So I actually think that it is the 21st.
Oh,
Let's do it later, but I probably can't do much from late June to.
Toward the end of
July
April,
with
isn't
all
it?
my grandkids.
It's the 21st.
We end the program in
Yeah,
May.
21st.
Yeah, we ended in
So
May
would
because
we do
it's
one
Oh,
of
getting
that's, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I'm.
nice weather and people want to be outside.
Yeah,
and-
yeah, okay.
Yeah,
So Mary, do we want to look at the whole April calendar and just see if we can get the ball rolling again?
sure.
So we would say April 7th would be a go, April
Yeah.
14th would be a go. The 21st is Patriots Day, so we would not do anything that week.
Yeah.
And then, it would be the 28th, so the 7th, the 14th and the 28th.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
That's April, and then you said, when in May you stop? Did you say May first,
Usually we try to go to the end of May.
end of May, so
Yeah.
what does that look like?
I haven't looked that far ahead, but.
Well, we got Memorial Day on
I would,
26.
right, we wouldn't do.
So
Memorial
5,
Day.
12, 19.
Yeah, 5/12.
So the first one will be Monday the 7th, yeah, I'll come by to see you.
Okay.
And then we'll would end.
On Monday
Yeah.
the
I
14th.
can't see going further.
No,
Right,
Yeah.
Monday the 14th, I can't do anything, I have a periodontal appointment in Brunswick, and I don't think I'll get back here until 3.
So that would be good to have.
So that's learning what to do.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be good. If we could just try to get something started. If it doesn't work, then we just advertise it's not gonna work, so.
Yeah,
And,
okay.
so hopefully we can get the word out. I'll try to get a poster done.
I can have Avery do a poster if you want me to.
Okay. That-
She's good with
yeah.
that.
and I think,
She's like, how many posters? I'm like, just make the posters. We're talking about this summer.
Yeah,
And
and
then I'll
maybe we
bring,
could just put all the dates on.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
I'll email it to you as an attachment.
Sure.
I think getting people acclimated again to go is
I
gonna
know,
be,
I
yeah.
know,
yeah.
and both Kim and I feel really bad, but you know,
Yeah.
like I
Things
said,
happen.
life happens.
Exactly,
And
yeah.
you have to just go with it,
Yeah.
so. So if we could get it going, that would be good.
That's too bad, because I had said it on the other meetings, that if you get in a jam, give me a call, but you probably
well,
forgot.
and you've been sick,
I've been sick.
and you
I've
had to
been able
cancel on
you're
me,
right.
so, yeah, so anyway. You were on my radar still.
Oh, good, okay.
All right, so moving on, just spring trip, so. We always try to do like a spring trip in June. In the past, we have coordinated it with Dan.
Okay,
Dan paid for the bus and then we paid for the seniors
okay,
out of the senior budget too. We have been doing the botanical gardens. We've had a lot of response to that and
Mhm.
people enjoy it. I don't know if that's something that, we need to bring to the recreation committee to see if they are still willing, because those buses are not cheap.
you were taking coach buses, right?
We were taking
Mm.
coach buses,
Okay.
yeah.
And did you take one or two buses?
One.
One bus, okay.
Yeah.
And do you remember what we capped it at, or? For how
I
many
think that as
people?
many as
As many as it
fits
would
on
take.
the bus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
And you took it in June, so looking at the June calendar. Our kids let out of school on the 18th, which would mean that summer camp starts for us the following week on the 25th, because we take a week to train, so we would be looking at Friday, June. Did you do a certain day of the week,
I
or?
think we did it in the middle of the
Like a
week,
Wednesday.
actually,
Yeah,
on
something,
a day
yeah.
that wasn't the weekend to try to keep our costs down.
The Wednesday is the 4th, and then the following Wednesday is the 11th. We have a rec board meeting next week, so I'm happy to ask them
Okay,
and see where we're at.
so, yep,
Botanical gardens have-
non-residents are charged, they will pay their full price into botanical gardens. We're
Okay.
not looking at the cost on that.
And that was
We
what?
made them pay $10
$10,
towards the
yeah.
bus.
Did you call and get a group rate, or was that something Dan did?
I didn't call and get a group rate, so,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, usually we average only 25, we never fill the bus, so it's been questionable as to whether we wanna consider continuing with the program. A lot of people enjoyed it. And they've asked for it again
We've
this
had a lot of
year.
people ask, yeah.
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 Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great.
I don't think the rec board's gonna have an issue, but
Yeah,
I'll bring it up. I'll put it on the agenda.
okay.
Yep. And then I'll look at those two dates, which would be the 4th and the 11th of
So
June.
that will be August.
So
June.
June 4th
June
is
4th and
awful
June
early. That's awful early for flowers.
Yeah,
So you wanna go into July?
Well, the spring flowers out, they do magic.
Did Dan go on the trip with you?
Dan did go.
Okay.
It's not something that you have to do though.
Right.
Right.
I mean,
Okay,
I
so I'll put
usually,
all the 4 dates on there,
yeah, I
What's the-
usually go.
What's the third day?
18th and the 25th, and then we're out of June.
So,
Um,
right, and it's nice to keep it in when it's a little bit warmer for seniors.
Let's look at July, I know that first week is July 4th.
July's a bad month.
Hard.
Who wants to go to botanical gardens in
And then you start
I
getting
do
to,
not.
then you start getting into August, right? You're
Right,
getting
yeah,
there, so
I will be
you're right,
sweating.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would like to keep it in June if possible.
Okay.
I mean, if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, then.
And while you're talking about those, you did botanical gardens and then you just did the October one while I'm looking ahead.
We did. Excuse me.
me.
After Labor Day,
Yeah,
yeah. So,
they still have, they have different flowers, fall flowers. It's not the
you're
same.
right, right.
July and August, so it's just too.
It's too hot,
Yes,
it's
yeah.
too dry,
And it's
and the
very.
flowers aren't as nice at those times of years.
And don't forget, in October, we went to Belfast.
We did do, a fall trip.
We did you went to
Freiburg?
Freiburg Fair.
And Freiburg
Done
Fair.
No, you guys, the rec department did
Does
Harvard
that.
Fair,
Right.
but senior resource.
We did the
not do
Belfast.
Harvard Fair.
Belfast, yeah.
We did Belfast.
Which was what? This was
Yeah,
Belfast.
and it was, a luncheon on your own, a scenic
Just-
drive. So that's something that
We-
we would talk about,
We went to Fort Knox and we went to the,
Fort Knox.
what's the
tower.
tower that you
The
can,
tower.
what's the name of that
Yeah.
college?
Observatory.
Did
The
that.
big
What is
bridge.
it, Karen?
Bridge, I thought you said
Observatory?
Yes, thank you, the observatory.
You're
yeah.
welcome.
So we did that and we paid for that.
So we didn't pay for a bus for that one. or we did still.
You didn't pay for.
We did.
We did, yeah.
Okay.
No,
The only one we paid for the bus was the Botanical Gardens.
Mhm.
right,
Okay.
right, and then we picked up the tab for seniors, yeah. Yeah, so, not looking that far ahead to the fall,
No, please, no, not yet.
trying to just stay, so I did wanna, our next thing, so, the botanical gardens, we got that all set. So Kim is heading up the end of life program, she's lined up, a funeral director. I'm not sure if it's, is it Scott's? That does cremations.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, up there in Farmington. I believe it's May 10th. Did not get the date down. She's lined up the sexton, she's lined up legal shield, and she's lined up, the funeral director, which is. So we plan on running that program again here and offering it, available via Zoom for people that want to attend. So basically, it's an end of life program. It's like, last year, we didn't have a lot of people in attendance, but those that we did have in attendance, were very surprised at the things that they did not realize that they had to address before they pass. It's about making a life plan. We did provide end of life booklets where people could go down, things. I do a lot of online banking, I do a lot of online everything. And those kinds of things and making sure that your information and your passwords and your usernames, which I didn't think of. All those kinds of things that you need to make sure that you have written down, because somebody's gonna have to access that information if something happens.
I
So
also went to,
Lisa Day is gonna be
And
doing
which-
legal shield.
what time is that?
I believe it's still gonna be at, 10 AM,
And it's
Here?
gonna be here, yeah, I haven't heard from Kim, because like I said, her husband has some recent surprising health issues. But I believe that she's lining it up for 10 AM here at the town office, and we will have, we're going to, the books cost us like $7 a piece, I think we bought like 30 last year.
Oh.
And we handed those out, so it's a nice, well-bound book, and, so we're hoping to get the information out there. I'll get a flyer to you, Kristen, so you could
Okay.
advertise
Yeah.
it for us.
Yeah.
It's something that's kind of Kim's, that she's heading up, so I'm gonna touch base with her and find out. But, it was a well put together program last year, and I think everybody that attended walked away with a lot of new information that they didn't realize, things that you don't realize you need to have taken care of.
Or you put it off.
I'll put it off,
I'll get to it.
you put it off.
Who's our sexton?
And so, Legal Shield is a company, and
That's
so,
Lori.
yeah, Corey is the sexton. So as far as I know, she's talked to him, but I don't know. We haven't spoken since our last meeting. And I think, I invited Kristen, I'm so glad that you come, only because we didn't have the former recreation director that never attended. So what I guess, I want to talk about is just making sure that, because the Center for All Seasons was named the Center for All
Yeah.
Seasons, that we coordinate our efforts, and we're not about duplicating or, and we don't want to take over any kind of programming. I know that Richard von Eiderstein would like to start. He has, I think he said he was a pastor. And that he would like to start something like a bingo night or something like that up at the North Belgrade Community Center, something that we think that might go through.
Yeah.
The summertime hours for people to go in the
Yeah.
evening, play bingo.
Yeah.
Something like that, so we'll coordinate times and.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of surprised he's not here, but I didn't hear from him, but he still works full time too,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Do you know Richard?
feel like I should. I
Yeah.
probably would if I
Yeah.
saw him.
Very, very nice person. So,
Where does he work?
No, but he's out of state a lot. So I think he travels a lot for his job. And, because sometimes he said, I'm gonna have to zoom in, so.
Yeah.
But he did say he had a pastoral background. And those are some of the things that they did. That game night really went well in the evening. You know, our biggest thing, I think, has been getting volunteers to run these programs and. The whole thing with Senior Resource Committee is providing opportunities for seniors that they might not, you know. Everybody's not looking to play pickleball. Everybody's not that physically active and they're not capable.
Yeah.
You know, and so providing opportunities for seniors, providing information to seniors that are
Yeah.
gonna save them money. We also talked about redoing we have a trifold that, we're talking about redoing the trifold. We talked about, at our last meeting, doing something similar to what the town of Reedfield does. They have a group of people in their senior resource committee. They call it something else, but they have, a group that's called Helping Hands. And what these people do is they go out into people's homes and maybe change light bulbs, do simple things that are not going to, you know, physically overexert themselves. But, you know, we're hoping to get to that level through our volunteerism.
Right.
It's hard to, you know, everybody's busy these days. Everybody has a lot of things going on, but I would encourage, as I did at the last meeting, to get on the town of Reedfield site, look at their senior resource committee. I'm not sure what they call it. I think they call it aging well or something like that, but they do have, they have a group called Helping Hands. And I know that, you know, there are some people in town like Jim Webster, he works in a group where they do building and rehabiting people's homes and things like that. And I know the Union Church in the past has done a lot of that kind of thing as well. And I think coordinating all of our efforts together, so we're not, you know, all these little pieces trying to do this thing, but coordinating our efforts to do it together. Yeah. Anyway, that's my spiel.
Did we say this was gonna be here or at the rec center? The end of life. program?
The end of life, it was here, yeah, because we televised it through Zoom. We televised it through Zoom, so it's an opportunity for people to be able to get on
So
Zoom.
it'll be here on the 10th of May.
Yeah.
As far as I know, I'm gonna
Okay.
double check with Kim to see where she's at with everything, because she is the person that is heading up
Okay.
that program. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'll be back in touch. I'll send out updates, okay? All right, does anybody have anything else they wanna add?
I have one thing,
Go ahead.
doing the sand buckets.
Oh,
Is there any thing that we have to do to recollect them, or we wait until next year?
wait until next year. Yep, I do wanna thank, Kathy, and Bob for both going out because they did a lot of work with sand buckets. I truly appreciate that
People
because.
appreciated it
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
And we got a lot of people through the elections
Mhm.
that had signed up for the
Yeah.
buckets. They all got delivered. We
Yeah.
had repeats. I
Yeah.
sent those out. I don't know if Richard got to do any.
I don't think so. I think we just kind of,
He offered and then he came and then I said, well, I think Kathy and Bob already
Yeah,
did that. He
yeah,
says they beat
yeah.
me to it again.
yeah,
Um,
maybe next year.
But no, I
Yeah,
think
it was rewarding. It really was.
It
You know,
was.
People so appreciated it.
they are, yeah, and it's hard because those buckets are heavy.
Yeah.
They're very heavy once you get sand in them. We did get a donation from somebody for the 3-gallon buckets,
Yes.
which are a little bit easier to manage.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it was,
yeah, the smaller buckets.
Yeah.
Were very welcome.
yeah,
Okay, so good. We don't need to do anything. If anybody asks or,
they could
You know.
turn them in here if they
Okay.
want to, and I'll collect them. I have a closet full now over here.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, good. Alrighty.
anybody else? Eric.
My last name was misspelled, it's not Land, it's Lund.
Lund.
Lund is in the city of Lund in Sweden,
I
the
gave-
oldest settlement in Sweden.
So it's HOOGLUND,
The
right?
original Swedish would have been one O with the umlaut, but they didn't know how to write umlauts.
We will fix that, Eric.
And they made two O's.
Yeah, because that will affect
How
his
they-
email as well.
It's like the email is.
But his email is right.
His email
His, the email's right.
Yep.
My Swedish ancestors came on in a regiment. Well, as part of the Sweden sent a regiment as part of the French army that came to help the Revolutionary War.
Wow.
Half of that regiment from Sweden, including my ancestors, did not go back to Sweden.
So your email is right, Eric.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the LUND.
Yes,
yeah, the email's right.
Maybe they couldn't read the writing, because I actually handed these off, not just yours, ours. I handed off many committees that had new people, and I said, here, put these into the system for me. So anyway, and I didn't. Check. But anyway, we'll get that fixed.
Want me to do the minutes of this meeting?
Yeah, if you would do that, that would be appreciated. Of
Okay.
course, we don't pay, but.
Oh, I mean, that looks like it was a 10-minute job.
I mean, there's not too much per minute, so, but I
Right.
do sincerely appreciate you all showing up this evening, and thank you. So, also, always looking for volunteers. We have a few volunteers that haven't showed up all on our list, and so I will be contacting them to see if they want to continue. We do have quite a few snowbirds.
What about the lady who lives in North Belgrade? She always sat on the end here.
Mary DeRozier
You know what?
with her husband.
I'm embarrassed that I can't remember her name, yes.
Yes, yeah. So she is not a member. I have asked her, she has, quite a number of health issues.
Okay.
And so she's not able to drive in the evening hours. She's a great resource, though. She headed up
yes.
United Way.
Mhm.
She has a lot of information and ideas about programming. And so I'm hoping that maybe this year is gonna be a better year for us. We'll be able to get a few more things going. I know in the past we did healthy foods through Maine General. You took part in that program over the North Belgrade Community Center where they cooked meals.
Yes,
Yes,
that was
and they
fun.
provided cookbooks.
Yeah.
There's a lot of opportunities out there. It's just being able to have the time to look at things and to, I know Kristen mentioned something about some grant opportunities as well that are out there. So there are a lot of opportunities. It's just finding the resources.
Yeah.
And
That cooking thing, we made it in the class. Was it
one
one?
made a meal every
Every
week for 4 weeks, was
6
it?
weeks, I
6
think.
weeks.
And then they gave you the ingredients to take home.
To
and
go home
make.
and duplicate the meal
Nice.
as well,
Nice.
as well as a
It
nice
was-
little
and it was
cookbook.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right, it was a program through
Cool.
Maine General,
Yeah.
but Maine General has a number of programs, and sometimes they receive monies. That they for grants and opportunities for communities that they can come out and do programming in the communities, but it was a great program, and I know the people that were involved enjoyed it,
And we had to have at least 10 people.
we had to have 10 people in order for
And
them
we
to
got
come out
10
and do the
people.
program.
Was
which
that
was
was that at North Belgrade?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
at no cost to the town,
Mm-hmm.
so, which was very, very good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's nice.
yeah, yeah.
What's her name? That owns a bridal shop.
Pat Buck?
Yes,
Yeah,
was the one who, she wants to do it again.
She
She's
does,
the one
yeah.
that got it going and
yeah. She's one of those people who needs to belong to,
she ought to do this.
yeah. She,
Put a bug in her ear.
yeah. We've also talked about, I guess I got 5 more minutes. We also talked about doing Collin Tree, because there are people like Pat who are all by themselves, that you know, you never know how people are doing physically, emotionally. Winter is very isolating for a lot of older seniors. So that is another program that we really want to get going. Kim wanted to get that headed up, but we just didn't get it off and get it going.
We have a
So
lot
that's,
of widows. And
there are a lot of widows, but there's a lot of widowers too that.
really,
Yeah, there are, yeah.
they
So-
should be checked on.
They should be checked on. I know that, you know, for instance, back in like 2015. There was a woman who passed away. That was an older woman, not far from the village. That a lot of people knew. Nobody ever checked, but she had passed away like 3 days before they
Oh,
found
dear.
her. So, and I'm sure if I gave her name out, many people would know, but it doesn't matter. It's just those kinds of things that you don't know. When people live alone, you never know what's gonna happen, a fall, anything could happen, yeah. And we're all aging. okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No kidding.
All right, have a good night.
Thank you.
everyone.
Yeah.